So I don't have any script or anything to go off of right now. I'm just kind of spitballing it. I just want to talk about the last few years in zombies and kind of just in the channel in general. So if you've noticed, I haven't streamed a lot lately. I haven't made a lot of videos or content. I streamed a little bit for the Tagged or Toten Easter egg hunt. I completed that on stream. And I played a little bit of Warframe. I played a lot of Warframe recently. And I need help. Send me your thoughts, prayers, and platinum, please and thank you. Anyways, yeah, so I haven't really been making a lot of content lately. And first off, I apologize for that. There are many good reasons. All of them are excuses. So I'm not going to bother with listing them. I just haven't had motivation to make it. I will be bluntly honest with you guys. I haven't had motivation to make content lately, and my focus has been elsewhere as far as the what I'm wanting to do. But I still want to make content, and I still want to upload to YouTube, and I want to upload to YouTube regularly. That's such a weird word. Regularly? Yes. But it's something I want to do, and it's a passion project that I want to constantly do and update and make stuff. But I don't always want it to be zombies. I'm going to be probably changing quite a bit of my overall look and information on all my channel entirely and all my social medias and stuff like that. And we're probably going to be progressing toward a different direction. It's which you've probably seen it from many other channels. They're not, with zombies sort of quote unquote ending. It seems like as good a time as any to just go ahead and kind of figure out what I want to do. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what I've been working on and what I've been thinking about making for not only the channel, but also sort of, I don't know, a career or just sort of like fun side projects and things that I want to do. So here's the kind of person that I am, to kind of let you guys know. I'm someone who takes on way too much work and wants to do way too many things. And that's just, it's a blessing and a curse, because there's so many things in this life and so many things in this world that I want to learn about and develop and get a skill for. But I start one thing and then I get a little bit of knowledge going along, and then over like a period of time, I don't get burnt out on it, but my focus gets drawn elsewhere, or like sometimes like a sub category of each sort of skill. So for instance, right now I'm wanting to develop a video game, and it's a project that I've always had a passion for. I've always had a passion for video games, movies, and art. So you guys can probably see that from pretty much anything that I've ever done in the past on social medias, on pretty much anything. Those three are like something that are, near and dear to my heart, is video games, art, and movies, or videos, just in general. That sort of media and medium, that is what interests me. Creating something from absolutely nothing, having a blank sheet of paper, a blank slate, and then creating something from scratch. That has always fascinated to me, and I don't know why, but those are things that I'm drawn to. Well, if you know anything about any of those industries, or any of those sort of, I don't know, skills, I guess you could say, there are a shit ton of subcategories, especially when it comes to video games and movies. Art, not so much. Most of the time there is one specific category or something that someone tries to focus on, but then again they also kind of dabble into other mediums and other sort of like, clay, paint, ink, just music. There are tons of categories within art in general. And all of it, again, so there are a bunch of subcategories within it, but a lot of people focus primarily on one or two, sometimes more. But I don't know. It's something that I've always struggled with, and I still struggle with it to this day. And I know a lot of people will just be like, well, just focus on one thing. I try. I really do. and I do put in a lot of time into one specific task before I move on to the next thing. But I'm really bad about having things stick in my head, and I am one of those people where I don't want to rush to finish things, but I want to rush to take in the knowledge and take in the process of doing something and getting the results that I want. Not a rush to have a completed product, but a rush to absorb as much knowledge and learn as much as possible, as quickly as possible. And that's a big downfall because you don't retain a lot of that thing. So I know a lot of processes involve learning and trying and failing and trying and failing and doing the same thing over and over again. I understand that and I get it, but it's just something I've struggled with to do that and to continuously try to focus on one task. So I've been doing a lot of video game stuff and trying to figure out how do I go about making stuff? How do I go about, creating projects from scratch, game mechanics? How do they work? I've been doing a lot of work in Unreal Engine 4. I really enjoy the engine and how very user-friendly and newbie-friendly it is with the blueprints. It's helped me a lot. I've done some very basic stuff, extremely basic, like tutorial level, like you load up, a YouTube guide and it plays that ooh, that one song, and then there's just someone with a notepad open and it has a tutorial. That sort of user, basic stuff. But I have a ton of ideas for one game specifically. If I do anything for game development, it is going to be one game. And I have an idea, and I have a lot of fun thoughts that I want to put into this. And it's something I do want to do, and I'm determined to do it. But dear Lord, are there so many things involved in game development. And like I said, there are so many subcategories that I don't get discouraged. I just get overwhelmed trying to do it all myself. But it's something, I don't know why, and it's a horrible thing, but I feel like I have to do it myself. At least the brunt of the work and the bulk of it is what I feel like I need to do myself. And it's the same way with video games. Or, I'm sorry, not video games. It's the same way with videos and art. It's something where I want to get really good in one specific category and then swap over and continue learning in another one. So for videos, I want to make a series. I want to stray away from just doing zombies content. I do want to continue to do video game content and possibly like skit stuff, because that stuff has always interested me. I've always had a passion for making videos. Here's something I did in college. I never completed it because we ran out of time shooting it, but I made an Army of Two short film with a bunch of buddies from college. We never finished it. We had this fantastic actor. We had our professor, and we got to, I went to a local junkyard, and one of my buddies knew the guy that owned it, so we got to shoot there for several days, and we went to another junkyard. So it was just a fantastic, here's a short clip, okay? And it was a lot of fun.
Why should I? So you government fools can silence me?
We ain't the government.
You come onto my land and you destroy everything I've done. That's just like the American government.
Look, man, just give it up. We'll discuss this over a couple of beers.
You do the government's dirty work. They use you. You're their whores.
Whoa, I ain't nobody's bitch.
Tell it, focus.
You've got 3 seconds to put your gun down and hand over steel.
You are in no position to give me orders. If you want Steel alive, the two of you, drop your weapons now.
I'd do what he says if I were you guys.
Shut up.
But anyways, I did a lot of things like this, and these are the sort of things that I want to do. I want to do skits. I want to do fun little videos that may have nothing to do with it. Generally, I just want the channel to be, this is what it's like being in my head. It is all over the place, I know. But I have several series that I want to do, It's just figuring out scheduling and what would work, while also trying to be like, hey, I've neglected you guys. I haven't uploaded in a long time. You guys are always asking about zombies and when these things are going to happen and when live streaming is going to happen. And it's something that just keeps piling up, and I feel horrible about it. But at the same time, it's just, there's so many things that I want to do and not enough time to do it, you know? And I think that's something that everyone struggles with. And especially being a content creator like myself, I put so much burden on myself, and it discourages me so much, where I'm just like, there's not enough time to do it. Fuck it. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it because there's just simply not enough time. And it's a horrible sort of mindset to have, but that's just, I get in my head way too much because that's the person that I am. And that's just who I am. And I get in these sort of funks for extended periods of time. You know, the move to Texas, that was something that was unavoidable. We had to do it. We've been struggling trying to get a few things. My microphone broke, my GPU broke. I had to get a bunch of new gear and stuff, so that's put a lot of damper on budget constraints of things I want to do. I've been trying to figure out how to make some income in the process of, you know, working and doing other things on the side. So it's one of those things that's been just, it's a struggle, and there's that, and then trying to figure out, how do I continue to do YouTube? How do I start learning game development? I want to get into more consistently making cosplays and making props and costumes and stuff for my favorite video games and movies and stuff, and going to cons and meeting up with some of you guys. Those are the things that I want to do, but it's overwhelming as one person. And I know it's something like probably petty to most people, you know, thinking about like, oh, well, you're just, you know, you're in a funk, you're stuck in your own head, just get out of it. Easy, no problem. It's an easy process to get out of your own head, but staying out of your own head is the real difficult part. I don't know why, but it's one of those things where for a day or two, I will probably be doing something extremely productive, and I'll get more work done in 2 days than I have in a month or two. And it's crazy. I'm just like, I fucking did that in a day. Wow. Why can't I always work like this? And then there are months at a time where I try to do something so simple and it is just not happening, and I'm just unpleased with it. I will spend all day or 2 days on a process or on a video or something, and I will just be unhappy with it, and I will delete it, and it will never see the light of day. And that's just how I operate. And I know it's destructive, and it's a horrible sort of thing to have, but that's just how I am, and I have to learn to work with that, and I need to get better at it. I know. Hopefully some of you who are in probably the same sort of situations or similar scenarios can understand where I'm coming from on that. But anyways, back to the content. I know I've been rambling on quite a bit about this. Jesus. There are many things I want to do for the content. Like I said, I want to do series. I want to have a set schedule. I want to release content every single day, but I do not think that is feasible or possible in my current situation. And I'm probably just making up excuses right now so I don't have to deliver on it in my own mind. So I'm going to start delivering content every single day. I'm going to make a schedule, and I'm going to have to stick to it. Get the fuck over it. That's how you do it. You just yell at yourself, and you cuss at yourself, and eventually you get it done. Or you just sit there in self-deprecating mode, and you're like, just play Warframe. But anyways, these are my ideas on what I'm wanting to do. So I'm wanting to start a series that's sort of, I don't want to talk about it too much because there's always this lingering sort of idea of people stealing ideas, and you know, I get it. It's not an original idea, but it has stuff to do with nostalgia and going back and looking at things. I'll say that. And that would be a weekly series that I would release every week or every other week on a specific day. And then there are simple skit videos that I want to make. Maybe some similar videos like you would see with, obviously not as high budget as the Army of Two thing was, because that was actually very expensive to shoot. Not as in money-wise, but the amount of time invested and organization and stuff that we had to do for that. I don't have those sort of resources anymore. Most of my college buddies are gone and they've moved on to other states, or they have families. You know, that sort of lifestyle has completely changed from what it is now. But there is possibilities later on of doing things like that. Obviously not currently. But there's that. There's also the behind the scenes sort of things that I feel like they would be fun to do, where it is just me talking like this, whether it be video or just audio, where I'm just talking and saying like, hey, these are the things that I struggled with today. These are the processes that, you know, someone like myself goes through. This is the obstacles, maybe a fun, you know, trip that we took to do something. Turned out to be just something chaotic, and I filmed it, and I was like, hey, this is what happened. Just something small, little sub content to just kind of have something and see what it's like to develop these sort of things. And then obviously I still love video games, and it's still something I do every single day. So having just a video game day where it's like, hey, this is game day. Maybe we do a challenge, maybe like a zombie challenge. Maybe we post a playthrough of a brand new video game that came out. Maybe I do a live stream. You know, just a game day. It's dedicated to video games as a whole. And those are really the ones that I have. Almost like those are ones I want to make. Whether or not people would want to watch them, that's up to them. But other series I want to do as well. So like I said, the nostalgia one would be an every other week thing. So I would want content to cycle out. So I would have that nostalgia video 1 week, and then the next week would be another series that I have. So they're on like a alternating release date or alternating release week. But generally, I was trying to figure out other ways, like other series that would kind of cycle through. I think Thursdays and Saturdays would be like, if you could imagine, 2 series. So series 1 and series 2, and then in week 2 it's series 3 and then 4, and then week 3 series 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So it alternates like that, where there's 2 series going on every single week, and those are the large days where they have, I called them main content, where it's the sort of focus of the channel, and then everything else is sort of supplementary or just secondary content that's just kind of fun and quick to make, and they can be fun and engaging while at the same time giving me a break mentally. So that's what I want to do for content. Does that mean that guides and live streams and all these things are over? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't think so. I just haven't had motivation to make guides and tutorials for the last several months, last year actually, for most of the content, because I just simply didn't enjoy too much of the content to kind of put that out there. I didn't say, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy zombies. I didn't enjoy playing zombies. I just didn't enjoy it enough to make a guide and tutorial, and I didn't feel like I had enough input or anything new to add to any sort of tutorials or information. A lot of IW stuff, I feel like I added a little bit more to it. I looked a lot at the community. I tried a lot of things. I spent way too much time trying those simple things and making them really like honed in on them. I didn't do that a lot with BO3, 4, and IW near the end. It definitely did not do that at all for World War II. But that was just my mindset at the time. But I just didn't have that motivation and drive to make tutorials, because I just didn't feel like I was gonna contribute to anything where I would actually help people out. You know, there are plenty of guides out. There were plenty of guides that I looked at that were very frustrating, and that's what I saw, and I was like, hey, I don't want to add to that frustration because I can't figure out anything right now to really add to the hunt or to the the quest itself or whatever the mystery was at the time. Other than, you know, seeing some tutorials that were obviously unfinished and rushed. Those are the ones that frustrate me. Those are the ones I would never want to make. And that's what I wanted to avoid, because with BO4 in general, there were a lot of spawns for things. And I have a tendency to, like, I'm like, hey, I need to make sure to get every single spawn location. I need to get the footage myself, go into theater mode, capture it where people can see obviously where exactly it is at, and then go through and write a script to visually describe that, so people don't have to struggle with looking around for stuff. And Black Ops 4 especially, there were so many spawn points for things that it was exhausting trying to go, you know, load up, do a step until like 30 minutes in where you get a random spawn location, and there are 8 spawn locations total, and get it, restart. Hopefully your Black Ops 4 theater mode didn't crash and it worked and it saved the footage, and then you could go in and get the footage. That was very frustrating whenever you had, you know, 6, 7, 8 different spawn locations. And then by the time you do it, you're just like, oh, okay, it has been 2 days and there are already 15 guides out with not all the spawn locations or a general idea as to where the spawn locations are. And it was just exhausting. And then there were so many repetitive steps in Black Ops 4 that it was just annoying to do. And I didn't feel like doing it. It was something I had no motivation for. Maybe with whatever they're doing with the next one, I will be interested in doing. But like I said, guides, tutorials, I really don't know. I can't give you a 100% guarantee on that's what I want to do. I do want to help people. That's just something I innately want to do. That's something I've always wanted to do, is just helping people in general, helping them complete a quest, a task, whatever, learning, growing as a person. That's just something that's my thing. I like helping people with tech stuff, with anything, as much as I can. But if I feel like I can't add anything to that, I feel like I'm just wasting their time, and that's the last thing I want to do, especially, you know, with how my mind is. If I'm wasting my time, I'm pissing myself off. So if I feel like I'm doing that to someone else, then I feel horrible. When, you know, I'm already ranting enough, so I already feel like I'm wasting your time. It's a vicious cycle I live in. But that's really where I'm at right now. So to sum it up, I want to make content weekly. I want to make content daily. I want to make a video game. There are a lot of things going on right now. I'm really sorry I haven't been updating you guys regularly. I want to get back to making content. That's what I want to do, and I'm going to try my hardest to do it. And yeah, thank you all guys for the support. It is crazy. A lot of you guys I consider really good friends. I've met some really cool people online, and, you know, I play a lot of games. I talk to a lot of you guys and on the regular. It's really cool to see, like, what you've all been up to. Again, I can't apologize to you guys enough. The fact that I feel like I've let a lot of you down because I haven't been making stuff. But it's just, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just another person, just like you. And you probably are the same as me, where, you know, you can't keep up with everything. Shit piles up so high sometimes that, you know, sometimes instead of digging yourself out with the shovel, you just kind of break the shovel and you just walk away for a little bit, and then you come back with a fucking bulldozer, you pick up all the shit and you start over new. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna bulldoze over that trust stuff and get moving on. Hopefully you guys will see some content from me. No. You guys will see some content from me soon. You guys will see some content from me next week. There, that's how you do it. Hold me to it. Is it gonna be weekly? No. I can't do that yet. I got a lot of planning to do. But you guys will see some videos and maybe a live stream. That's what we'll go with. Start out small. Some videos and a live stream. That's all we need to do within the next week. Okay? This video will go up. Today is the 14th. I will upload this video on the 15th at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is more of a note to myself, but I'm probably going to leave it in the video. So get your ass to work. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you sticking around for the rant. If you did, yeah, hopefully something resonated with you. And, yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that. It's been a weird, like, 26 minutes. I don't know what to put. What am I gonna put in the background for this? Should I do Warframe? No. If I do Warframe, I'm gonna get carried away. I'm gonna play with that all night. I'm not gonna freaking do anything. No. I'm gonna do some... Hold on, let me look at my Steam library. We do Black Ops 1? We're gonna do some Black Ops 1 zombies. That's what we're gonna do. Maybe... Call of the Dead? I think that's ironic. Play some Call of the Dead. The actual good Call of the Dead, and not the tagged or totem version. No. We're going classic. We're going Kino. How did I even start this video? Dear Lord, I'm all over the place. What is going on? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. All the support. I will see you in the next video next week. Bye.